Well, welcome to the Museum of American Fencing. I want to start with some of the items that I have here who have been donated by people with the University of Pennsylvania. The first coach at University of Pennsylvania many years ago, Leonardo Terrone. I have a picture of him. Here's Mr. Terrone. And I have also a book written about his original Fencers Club of Philadelphia. Now, one of the things that makes him such an unusual coach going back in history is that he required everybody to be right-handed and left-handed. So the U.S. Fencing Association, which was then called the AFLA, was of course not happy with his requiring people to fence one way and the other, so he had nothing to do with them. He was completely outside of the normal fencing association. And I have here some weapons, all handmade weapons, and they're created to be ambidextrous. So they're all righty and lefty, they're all made in Italy, and these were donated to me by Herb Shore, who fenced with Terrone in the 1930s. Now, after Terrone left University of Pennsylvania, then Lajos Csiszar took over. And I have over here a memorial picture for Lajos Csiszar, great coach at Penn. He also coached, he's in the Hall of Fame, and he of course taught many great fencers, including Dave Micahnik. Now, Csiszar, this is one of his handmade guards. You know, he made guards, grips, and pommels. Beautiful, beautiful items. And this is one of the guards I have here that was given to me when I was in Philadelphia many years ago. Here we have the trophy that U.S. Fencing Association gives out for the Under-20 Junior Olympic Men's Epee in memory of Lajos Csiszar. Okay, and Mr. Csiszar, this trophy is just kind of stays here until next year's Junior Olympics, when we will let the winner hold that. And of course, Csiszar coached Dave Micahnik, who's in the Hall of Fame, who was a national champion and a multi-Olympian. And this is the saber. Dave Micahnik donated this saber to the museum. This was handmade by Csiszar. You can see the pommel, the grip, and the guard. The blade is, of course, a purchased blade. And Dave Micahnik donated this to us. Now, Dave Micahnik was on the Olympic team in 60, 64, and 68. An incredible fencer in 3 weapons, most famous for foil and epee. And in fact, I remember on strips at the New York Fencers Club many, many years ago when I was young, Micahnik would sometimes take the sweat off his forehead like this on a finger, and then he'd shoot it down on the floor with his finger. And that's how he would get his traction at the old New York Fencers Club on East 53rd Street in the Leiden House. Many, many years ago. That was built, of course, around the 1920s, just before the crash. So here we have the 3 coaches in history of University of Pennsylvania. And so that's our beginning of the museum. And part 1 is over. Thank you very much.